I heard you've been through some of the toughest days of your life in this past. I heard, but you'll be so happy that you went through it because tough times never last. I heard you're coming into a new space, into a new place, into a new home, into a new energy that feels like this is what I wanted to own. Okay, so somebody is definitely finding their dream home. You've been looking for a home, you're going to find your home. And the home is coming through with the energy of where you feel safe, secure, okay? And this could be symbolic. For somebody, this is definitely literally, physically. But I do pick up on the energy of this is also symbolic as well, okay? I heard the outward reflection is turning into materialization of the internal situation, which has elevated. It's been liberated. It's been risen above. Okay. Oye, que alguien se va a encontrar su casa nueva después de buscar por mucho tiempo, va encontrando su casa nueva. Okay. Y viene como resultados, aunque es literal por alguien, sí, o simbólico, viene como resultados de la energía que has elevado entre ti mismo. Importante eso, a saber que la reflexión desde el mundo de afuera está reemplazando las lágrimas con sonrisas. Serán tus sonrisas. Okay, yeah, I heard that you are changing your tears into smiles. It's about your smiles. It's about your higher vibrational energy. The dominant energy here is the Empress. La energía dominante sobre esta lectura es la Emperatriz. She is the creative one. Ella es la muy creativa, okay? And she's the energy of the mother. Es la energía de la madre. She is one who has passed a lot of suffering. Ha pasado mucho sufrimiento. But from that she gives birth. Pero de eso trae vida nueva, nace algo nueva. Un bebé nuevo. There's a new baby here. This baby is literal for somebody, but for most of you it's symbolic. Este bebé por algunos es literal, pero por la mayoría es simbólico. Estás aliviando nueva vida. You're birthing a new life, okay? Yeah, and this is in harmony with honoring your value and your worth. Esta es en armonía con valorando tu valor. Y que mereces lo mejor. I heard annual, you deserve the best. You deserve the best, okay? And so there's this energy here of not settling for less. Aquí hay la energía de no aceptas menos, okay? Que no aceptas menos. In love today we have trust. En amor ahora tenemos confianza. In peace today we have, en paz ahora we have bliss. We have felicidad por paz. In happiness today, what do we have? Recognition. And felicidad. Hoy tenemos recognición. The guidance for you is strength. Los consejos por ti es la fuerza. Stay in your strength. Okay, love and peace and happiness is here for you. Trust in the love that you feel. Trust in the passion and the love that you feel about what you are creating. Confiar en el amor y pasión que te sientes sobre lo que estás creando en tu vida. Okay, so about your creations, about what you birthed, okay, sobre tus creaciones, sobre lo que naciste, okay. And I also see as well, understanding that everything you went through in the past, you have to get to this point of realization where everything you went through in the past was part of this current creation. Hay que llegar al punto de realizar que todo lo que pasaste en tu pasado fue parte de esta creación que estás haciendo ahorita, de donde andas ahorita. Yeah, where you're at right now is a result of everywhere you've been. Donde andas ahorita viene como resultados de donde andabas en los días pasadas. Okay. So be at peace with the fact that you feel better. Let that be enough. Andar en paz sobre el facto de que te sientes mejor. Deja que sea suficiente eso, okay? It's interesting because your happiness, as you recognize your own happiness, As you recognize your own happiness, this is going to build more creative energy with you. Mientras que estás reconociendo tu propia felicidad, eso va construyendo más energía creativa entre ti. Because there is also forming a trust in your experience, okay? Que también estás formando una confianza entre tu experiencia. Yeah, you passed a lot of difficult times and pains in the past, but they put you in this place where out of that, you birthed some new life, okay? Sí has sufrido muchos dolores y sufrimientos en el pasado, pero desde todo eso vienes a este punto de creación empoderada. Yeah, empowered creation. This is where you're finding yourself at this point. Yeah. Y haciendo nueva vida. Yeah, and you're making a new life. Okay. You know how to be nurturing and loving. Tú sabes cómo andar nutritiva y amorosa. You know how to be caring. Sabes cómo estar cariñosa. And now you've learned how to do it with yourself to get through the difficult times. Y ahora ya sabes cómo hacerlo contigo mismo para pasar los desafíos que se presenta a tu vida. Yeah. Okay. And peace feels like bliss. Y paz se siente como felicidad. You recognize that you are precious. Reconociste que eres preciosa. That even life's challenges have value within them. Que también los desafíos en la vida tienen valor adentro de ellos. Okay. Yes, you recognize your value and your worth. And I see you right now like a diamond. Ahora te miro como una diamante. Diamonds come from carbon that was put under pressure for such a long time. Diamantes viene de carbón que estaba bajo presión por tanto tiempo. Yeah. And after the pressure, it has to be found. Y después de presión, se tiene que estar encontrados. Okay. Alguien se los tiene que encontrar. Then you have to take it out of the dirt. Luego lo tienes que sacar de la tierra. And then you have to clean it up. Luego lo tienes que limpiar. Luego lo tienes que cortar. And then you have to cut it. It doesn't become a diamond until it's been cut. So that tells me, eso me dice, you've been under a lot of pressure. Estabas bajo mucha presión for a long time, por mucho tiempo. And then you started to realize, you started to dig yourself out of the dirt. Empezaste a realizar y sacarte de la tierra. Once you got yourself off, you had to clean all the dirt off. Primeramente tenías que limpiarte toda la tierra. ¿Qué quiere decir? Que tenías que parar de hacer las cosas por ti mismo que eran como tierra, okay? Which tells me you had to stop doing the things that was like dirt to yourself, okay? And then you had to be cut. Luego tenías que estar cortada, which means you had to cut off certain aspects of yourself that were not real, that didn't allow your brilliance to shine. Tenías que cortarte ciertos aspectos de tu personalidad, de tu carácter que no eran reales, que no dejaban que brillabas, okay? Ahora está radiante. I know now you are radiant, okay? Yeah, okay, with Moonstone Mirror Magic. I see you're telling yourself a new story. Ahora con la magia del espejo de la piedra de la luna, se parece que ahora estás diciendo cosas diferentes a ti mismo. Yeah, you're telling yourself a better story. Estás diciéndote una historia mejorada. ¿De quién? De ti mismo. Yeah, you're telling yourself a better story about who? About yourself. That you're telling a more empowered story about where you've been, where you're at, and where you're going. Ahora estás diciendo una historia más empoderada de dónde andabas, dónde estás y dónde vas. Oh, qué lindo. That's beautiful, baby. I love it. Let me see what else can I see. Déjame ver, ¿qué más puedo ver? Blessing bath. El baño de bendición. Yes, you've been blessing your own life. You've been blessing your own self. Estabas bendiciendo a ti mismo, bendiciendo a tu vida. Like I said, you've been telling yourself a new story, a blessed story. Es como había dicho, estás diciendo una historia mejorada. Eres cuentacuento diciendo las bendiciones de donde estabas, donde estás y donde te vas. Yeah, you're the storyteller telling the blessed story of where you've been, where you're at, and where you're going. This is important. Esto es importante. Because if you keep telling the story where it's not blessed, all you're going to see is not blessed energy. Es importante porque si tú sigues diciendo la historia en donde se faltaban las bendiciones, solamente va a faltar bendiciones. But you started to see the blessed path that you walked, pero empezaste a ver el camino de bendición en donde caminabas. Yeah, the garden of enchantment, el jardín del encanto. Yeah, you realize that you could cast a different spell over where you've been. Realizabas que podrías invocar diferente encanto sobre donde andabas. You started to see the flowers that were there instead of focus on the weeds. Empezabas de mirar los flores que estaban ahí en donde estabas en vez del veneno. Okay, a ver, ¿qué más? Air augury conjuration. Ooh. This is telling me right now you're using your thoughts to really invoke some beautiful spells for your life. Like, this is just telling me again, it's repeating the message that you are improved your self-view. This storytelling that you're doing is for what you would like to see. Okay, eso también me está diciendo que estás invocando los encantos sobre tu vida, de las cosas que más quieres ver en tu vida. Entonces, es como que la vida te está dando unas experiencias, pero estás como investigándolas para las partes mejores de estas situaciones y usando esos como una fuerza para llamar más cosas buenas. Yeah, I see like life is giving you a bunch of experiences and it's like you're investigating them to take out all the parts that are most beneficial and using those like an energy to bring in more beneficial experiences. This is what has improved for me. Eso es lo que ha mejorado para mí. This is the beautiful part of what I have right here. Esa es la parte más bella de todo lo que tengo aquí ahorita. And I see your deliberate point of focus in that benefiting you. Yo miro que tú enfocando en eso deliberadamente se te está ayudando bien mucho, okay, mejorando tu vibración, improving your vibration, okay, making you feel better about yourself. Ooh, look, and I see that it's coming in. All the things that you've invoked for yourself is coming in like the rainfalls. Yo miro que está llegando como cae las lluvias, está llegando. Ooh, you wanted to be the attractor of improved situations, and all of a sudden you're getting all this attention. Quería ser la atractora de situaciones mejoradas y últimamente está llegando mucha atención por ti. This is like an improvement on your business, an improvement on your love life, an improvement on the way you feel. Es como una mejoración en tu negocio, una mejoración en tu vida romántica, una mejoración en cómo te sientes realmente entre este mundo cada día. Yeah, this is an improvement on how you feel in this world every day. Yes, prosperity altar, el altar de prosperidad. Yes, I see you praising your prosperity everywhere you find it. Yo te miro bendiciendo tu prosperidad en donde se lo encuentra. Yes, I see also you're not being greedy, no estás siendo coda. I see you're being generous. Te miro siendo generosa. You're giving abundantly from your prosperity. Estás compartiendo abundantemente desde tu prosperidad. This is a beautiful thing for you. Esta es una cosa tan bella para ti. Oh my goodness, this is a beautiful reading. Ay, qué linda está esta lectura. Sacred lands, a spirit tree spell. Tierra sagrada, árbol del espíritu, encanto. So everything in your experience is showing up blessed the same way you blessed it, okay? Todas las cosas en tu experiencia están llegando con bendición como tú los bendiste, okay? Yeah. I see that you're seeing the evidence of your powerful point of focus all around you. Estás mirando la evidencia de tu punto focal, empoderada, en donde quiera en tu experiencia. I heard, yes, this is a common energy. This is a common energy. This is a common energy. Oye, que sí, esta es una energía en común. Esa es energía en común. Esa es energía común. Okay. Sweet dreams spell. El encanto de sueños dulces. Okay. And this is telling me like, you have a lot of beautiful dreams that you hope for. I see you playing with your imagination. Eso me dice que tú tienes muchos sueños, esperanzas bonitas que esperas, pero la cosa es que también están bendiciones para ti, también por los otros en tu lugar. Somebody here, you've been touching the trees. Alguien aquí estaba tocando los árboles, usando la energía natural para apoyar a tus creaciones. I see you've been touching the trees, using the energy, their natural energy to support your creations. Yes, okay. I see that your third eye is clear. Yo miro que tu tercer ojo está limpio. That you have the vision clearly. Okay, your psychic powers are being heightened. Tus poderes psíquicas están elevadas. You're at peace. I see you're at peace. Te miro entre paz. Okay, yes. And you got all of this from a box of rocks. Y sacaste todo de esto de una caja de rocas. Okay, so that lets me know that things haven't exactly been easy. Eso me deja saber que todas las cosas no estaban tan bonitas, no estaban tan dulces, pero tu respondencia a todo de eso fue lo más importante. But your response to all of that was the most important thing. Your response to it, no matter how it showed up, was the most important thing. And what did you do? ¿Y qué fue lo que hiciste? You responded to it with an empowered storytelling. Tu respondencia fue a responder con una cuentacuento, siendo una cuentacuento empoderada. You say, this box of rocks right here, oh, I'm going to use this to build beauty in my life. Dijiste, esta caja de rocas que me trajiste, lo voy a usar para construir una vida tan bella. Oh, that's perfect. I love that. I love it. I love it. Ay, lo amo tanto. Okay, yes. I see, like, for you, you could have been speaking out for a new house. Yo miro que podrías estar hablando o pidiendo o invocando una nueva casa. Okay, to strengthen your spirituality, para fortalecer tu espiritualidad, to get paid at work the way you wanted to, para recibir los pagos en tu trabajo que quisieras tener, to bless your children, para bendecir a los hijos, to receive money, baby, para recibir el dinero, mi bebé. To receive the love that you deserve, para recibir el amor que mereciste. And this also tells me that in your past, you felt that you didn't have love, money, and your children, there was something wrong with that too. You didn't have the right job. Your spirit was off. You felt like you didn't have a home. Eso también me dice que en tu pasado te sentiste la falta del amor, del dinero, algo estaba equivocado con tus hijos y con tu trabajo, que faltabas algo en tu espiritualidad y que nunca sentías como tenías estabilidad de casa. But now that's changed. Pero ahora se ha cambiado. If you're in the middle of this, don't worry. It's coming. Si estás entre medio de esto, no te preocupes. Ya llegará. Okay, all right. Let's get some tarot cards on this. I want to give a shout out to Andrea, our first commenter in the live session. I see interstellar frequency. Norma Jean, moderating. Chahib in the house. Okay. A ver qué tenemos. Yeah, you wanted to call all these things to you. Quisiera llamar todas esas cosas a ti. 10 of Swords, because you got tired of being sick and tired, porque te cansaste de andar enferma y cansada. Yeah, you are done with the old way. Estabas ya al punto de agotar con todo lo viejo, de trabajar tan difícil. Dijiste, debe de estar una manera más fácil. You said, there's got to be an easier way. You were done with being stuck. Estabas al punto de que no quisieras andar colgada. And so you started to make peace with what is. Entonces empezaste de hacer paz con lo que hay. Yeah. So you said, okay, I'm done with where it is. How do I make it better? I want to separate. I want to find peace. Yo quiero, ¿cómo puedo cambiar eso? ¿Cómo mejorar la situación? Yo quiero paz. Yo quiero paz. Decidiste que quieres paz. Es importante cuando uno se pone a decidir eso, lo que voy a aceptar en mi vida. It's very important when somebody decides, gets to that point of a final decision. This is what I'm going to accept in my life. The universe responds very powerful to your powerful spoken word. Oigo que el universo responde muy empoderada a tu palabra empoderada, a tu decisión empoderada. Yeah. You started speaking different to yourself. You used to speak out a lot of disappointment to yourself. Empezaste a hablar diferente a ti mismo, porque siempre hablabas de mucho desatisfecho sobre ti. Cambiaste eso. I heard you change that. You started realizing, like, I need to love on me. Empezaste a realizar que yo tengo que amar a mí. I heard no matter where I was and all the pain I went through, who was with me? Me. Oye, que no importa en dónde estaba y qué tan difícil fue la situación, ¿quién estaba a mi lado? Yo merezco mi amor. It was me. I deserve my love. You decided to stop being detached from yourself. Decidiste de parar de estar despegado de ti. I heard to support them. Oye, que para soportar a ellos. You've been under a lot of pressure, and you've even been hard on yourself while you were under pressure. Estabas bajo mucha presión, pero tú también te maltrataste a ti mismo bajo toda esa presión. Y cuando realizabas que no debías hacer eso, empezar a cambiar. And when you realized that you didn't have to be hard on yourself while you were under that pressure, it started to change. Okay, yeah. See, you started to look at the situation differently. And change happened. Empezabas de mirar a la situación diferente y los cambios sucedió. Yeah, you started to speak different to yourself. Empezaste de hablar diferente a ti de una manera más empoderada. You started to speak to yourself from a way that was more empowered. Yeah, and it started to reflect that to you. You could see yourself clearly from your empowered state of being. Podrías verte claramente desde tu estado empoderada de ser. Yes, I love this. Oh my God, me encanta. I love it. So this is you seeing the reflection of this change in your experience. You were like, I'm just going to keep working it out until it shows up. Dijiste, voy a seguir ejerciendo esto hasta que llegara. I'm going to keep telling myself all of the things that I deserve to hear, that I was waiting for somebody else to tell me. Voy a seguir diciéndome las cosas que merecía oír, que estaba esperando otra persona decirme. Yo mismo me lo voy a decir. I'm going to tell it to myself. And I'm going to keep telling myself how awesome I am. And I'm going to keep thanking myself for being there for me from all the difficult times when I was so alone. Y también me voy a decir, dando apreciación por estar ahí para mí durante todos los tiempos que me sentía que estaba sola. Yes, you're bringing light to the dark. Sí, estás trayendo la luz a la oscuridad. You realize that when you were by yourself, you were by yourself to show yourself what you could do. Realizabas que cuando estabas sola para realizar que tenías capaz de ser. Oh my gosh. I feel good. I know that I would now. I feel good. Yes, and you're jumping all the way into this. Sí, y estás brincando completamente dentro de eso, porque te sientes bien, a la que quieres cantar, porque te sientes mejorada. Yes, you feel better. I heard everything in the outside hasn't even changed yet, but you feel better. Que todo en lo que mires todavía no ha cambiado, pero te sientes mejor. They said that is the indicator that everything out there is getting better too. Eso indica que todo lo que está afuera se está mejorando también. Trust in the way you feel. Confiar en cómo te sientes. Y confianza se salió en la palabra del amor. La confianza. Trust came out in the position of love. Yes. So trust in the way you feel. Dive deep into that feeling. Confiar en cómo te sientes mejorada. hay que meter completamente entre eso. The first indicator you're going to have that your magical power is working is you're going to feel better. La primera indicadora de lo que tu magia está sirviendo es que tú te vas a sentir mejor. Tú te vas a sentir mejor sobre todo. You're going to feel better about everything. Yeah, because remember, you started looking at everything and realizing that, hey, they might not have done it for me and they might not have been there for me, but I'm pretty fucking awesome. Empezaste a mirar a todas las situaciones en tu vida realizando que aunque ellos no estaban ahí por mí, aunque ellos no me ayudaban, no estaban, yo sí estaba y aprecio más de mí, la presión propia, self-appreciation. Está cambiando toda la situación. You have a surprise coming up. Yeah, it's changing the whole situation. You have a surprise. Tienes una sorpresa llegando para ti. And this is going to be a result. This is like, it's going to solidify your awareness about all the places you've been. Es como que va a ser sólido tu conciencia de todas las partes en donde andaban. This is your liberation. Esa es tu liberación. This is your freedom. Esa es tu libertad. This is your freedom. Whoa, freedom. Yes, es tu libertad, baby. Es tu libertad de los tiempos viejos. Ahora estás entre una energía nueva. And this, I'm seeing the reflection of an old style. Entre esta imagen yo miro una reflexión de un estilo viejo, and then we have the modern one here, y aquí tenemos la moderna, y la cosa es que the old reflection, the head is missing. En la reflexión viejo, la cabeza se falta. ¿Qué quiere decir? What is that trying to say? It's saying like your headspace is not what it used to be. El espacio de tu cabeza no es igual que como estaba. And if the entire universe was created by thought, you're an empowered, modern, updated, creative energy. Si todo este universo fue creada por pensamiento, quiere decir que tú estás en una energía tan empoderada y creativa por tu nueva mentalidad, porque se falta la mentalidad viejo. Okay. Yeah, it's like your old mentality is missing here. So that's a good thing. And the new mind is taking over. Oh, fucking God. For real? Yes, I'm going to talk about it. Ay, Dios mío, realmente sí lo voy a hablar. Que lo voy a platicar ahorita contigo. And what is it? ¿Y qué es? Entonces, ayer, so yesterday, me fui a tomar una bebida con Tim. Mi bebé. I went to go have a drink with Tim, one of my babies. And on my way there, en camino por allí, estaba escuchando un mensaje de Bashar. I was listening to a message from Bashar, okay? And he was talking about the ego. And the ego feels like it has to protect itself all the time. Estaba hablando del ego que se siente siempre que se tiene que protegerse because you want to hurt it, porque lo quieres dañar. So while I was listening to him, I heard, why don't you speak to your ego? Mientras escuchar él, oye, ¿por qué tú no hablas con tu ego? I'm like, well, what should I say to my ego? Why don't you invite your ego to take a chance on me? Take a chance on me. Okay, ¿por qué no invitas a tu ego a tomar riesgo entre ti? Okay, I heard, tell your ego that you love it and thank you for your service. Dile tu ego que lo amas y gracias por tu servicio. Tell your ego, you served me really well because I didn't know. Dile tu ego que me serviste muy bien porque de verdad yo no sabía. But you taught me a lot, pero me enseñaste mucho. Ahora, ¿no te acuerdas que varias veces que tú pensabas que íbamos a faltar en una situación que no fue así? And then tell your ego, like, don't you realize that so many times you thought things weren't going to work out in certain situations, but it turned out that it did? So can you take a chance on me now? Because I love you and now it's my turn to protect you. Entonces que ahora no se puede tomar riesgo entre mí porque te amo y ahora me toca para protegerte. Sometimes you're so defensive that you block us off from things because you think it's going to be what we always have. A veces estás tan defensiva porque hemos tenido varias experiencias en el pasado y no quieres que nos suframos otra vez, pero there's been so many times that I've been right recently, pero había muchas veces que estaba correcto en esas días. Do you remember that time where you didn't think nothing was working for us, but all of a sudden this happened and it was nothing we had seen before? Es como que no te acuerdas de ese tiempo que no sabíamos que algo estaba trabajando a nuestro favor, pero resulta últimamente que sí, sale algo importante en nuestro favor. Yes, something important came out in our favor. So could you do me a favor and just submit to what the divine mind knows instead of thinking that you know everything? Entonces, que si me puedes hacer a favor de ser sumisiva a lo que sabe la mente divina en vez de pelearlo, porque la mente divina se estaba saliendo correcto, because our divine mind has been showing up correct. So how about work with me? Give me a chance. ¿Cómo se mira? ¿Cómo se parece si trabajamos juntos? Dame una chance. Dame una chance where you're not fighting me, donde no me estás peleando en cada vuelta. So we can be, where you're not fighting me on every turn. So that we can be in harmony together with ourselves, para que seamos en armonía con nosotros mismos, so that our divine mind and our ego can walk hand in hand in partnership, para que nuestra mente divina y ego podemos caminar juntos, mano a mano. Ooh. And then I get there, and Tim is telling me a story where my spirituality and Tim's work life seem to have parallels. Las situaciones entre mi espiritualidad y la vida de trabajar de Tim tienen paralelas. Entonces, he's telling me about at his work how there was some combative energies and now there's harmony there. Estaba diciendo como en tu trabajo, como había unas energías peleando, personas peleando, y ahora están entre armonía. La cosa es que eso fue confirmación. And then at that time, what was the song that came on? Remind me the song that came over the radio. En ese tiempo se salió una canción. No recuerdo bien cuál era. A ver si, tell the DJ, bring it back. A ver si me lo revuelvan a la memoria, a la mente. Pero it was a song that was talking about like just basically surrender. De verdad, como rendición. Okay, rendición. Salió en este tiempo. Yeah, surrender came out at the time. So there's something here about, is that what's going on? Where there was a division between the spiritual mind and the ego mind, and now there's harmony and union. Y si es eso pasando, en donde había una división entre la mente espiritual y el ego, y ahora se están juntando, trabajando entre la energía de cooperación por el éxito entre tu vida, working in cooperation for success in your life. Oh my God, I love this reading. Dios mío, me estoy encantada con esta lectura. What you're doing is you are applying spiritual laws and practice. Your spiritual part gets to take over. Tu parte espiritual se puede a estar manejando ahorita, está en la silla del manejador, okay? And the emperor, your ego, this is now showing up as your ego sitting aside, ready to follow instructions. Ahora está saliendo como tu ego sentado al lado, listo. A la mano derecha, you're my right hand. You're my A1. Yes, eres mi mano derecha. As uno, okay, desde la primera día, my fucking day one, baby. You've been with me since day one. Come on, let's come along and ride on a fantastic voyage. Vente, vamos a ir a un viaje maravillosa. Que eres mi día uno. There's this energy coming through the reading. Hay una energía saliendo entre esta lectura where the ego is working with your divine mind, okay? En donde la energía del ego está trabajando con la mente divina. Your ego always just wanted to protect you. It said, I'm still here to protect you. Tu ego siempre quisiera protegerte. También dice que todavía estoy aquí para tu protección. Pero I could take some direction I can let you lead because you're right. You've been right a few times. Tu ego dice, sí, puedo rendirme a tu dirección porque de verdad tú has sido correcto antes. Puedo confiar más en ti. I can trust more in you. So this is about you coming into trusting your spiritually divine guidance, okay? Instead of the ego mind is submitting that, hey, Spirit's got some great shit, but it had to see it a few times. Tu ego está admitiendo que el espíritu sí tiene unas cosas buenas, pero los tenía que ver unas ciertas veces para crear en estos, okay? So it could believe in them. And the Four of Cups is Cuatro de Copas. Your ego is like, fine, I won't do nothing. Tu ego dice, bueno, pues no voy a hacer nada. And you're like, but that's not what I'm saying. I just want you to be more in cooperation. Just don't fight against me, okay? Tu ego dice, bueno, pues no voy a hacer nada. Y tú dices, no, eso no es lo que quiero. Yo quiero nomás que seas en cooperación conmigo. Okay, so there's this energy here of, you know how, fine, well, I just don't want to play with you no more. Tú sabes cómo los hijos se hacen, bueno, pues yo no quiero jugar contigo. Your ego tried to do that shit because it's got flared up when you asked it to submit, okay? Porque se puso caliente cuando lo pidiste a rendirse. But what you did was you grabbed it by the hand, pero lo que hiciste es que lo jalaste por el mano. No vayas corriendo. No, don't go running from me. I want you on my side. Te quiero a mi lado. You serve me good. Thank you. Me serviste muy bien. Gracias. Todavía te quiero. I still want you. I want you every day. Te quiero todas las días. I just want you to stop fighting with me. No más quiero que estamos en paz en vez de peleando, discutiendo siempre. Boom! Empress energy. Ahí sale la energía de la emperatriz que sale como la energía mayor por la día. The Empress energy is the same energy. The dominant energy for the day. Honey, yes. So this is like you babying your ego, like, come on, thank you so much for surrendering to me, but let's work together here. Es como que tú tratando tu ego como un bebé, diciendo, mira, te voy a cuidar, vente conmigo, trabajamos juntos, okay? Yeah, we're working together in this. Because, listen, before you were inside and the ego was outside, porque antes estabas adentro y el ego estaba afuera. You thought that the ego was against you, and so it was. Tú pensabas que el ego estaba en tu contra, y sí estaba. Ahora la energía se cambió. Now the energy has changed. It is not against you. It is all in your favor. Todo es por tu favor. No está en tu contra. You thought the ego was against you. Therefore, it had to be. Tú pensabas que el ego estaba en tu contra. Entonces tenía que estar así. So, Mildred, yeah, can you put some money on that? If it matters to you, put some money where your mouth is, and I will do you a reading on whatever the fuck you want. Starts at a minimum of $10. Other than that, I'm going to stay focused on what I'm doing here. Let's see what's the spiritual news to go with this. Let's see. A ver qué tenemos como las noticias aquí espiritual entre esta situación. Gracias por estar aquí conmigo. Okay, I just felt like that. Thank you for being here is what we just did a whole scream in Spanish about, and it's like you're thanking your ego for being here with you. Estás dando gracias a tu ego por estar aquí contigo. Yes, let me see. What is the message? What message do we have for you today? ¿Cuál es el mensaje que tenemos por ti ahora en esta día, por favor? Please. In other news, Spirit says it's time to let go of the past, whether it be a past lover, past trauma, or past memories. Accept it for what it is and remember the lessons it has taught you, but leave it where it was meant to be in the past. El Espíritu dice es tiempo para soltar el pasado, aunque sea un amante pasado, trauma pasado o memorias pasadas. Aceptarlas por lo que sean y acuérdense las lecciones que te enseñaron, pero suéltaselo porque ahí es donde debe de estar, en el pasado. Get over the shit from between you and the past with your ego. Hay que superar la mierda entre ti y tu ego desde el pasado. Porque ahí es donde debe de estar. Ahora están en cooperación. Now you're in cooperation. Now you're in cooperation. So you will listen to your spirit and you will listen to the ego as it guides you as well. Vas a escuchar a tu espíritu y también a tu ego como te está guiando con confianza en una energía de cooperación. Yes, how your ego is guiding you in an energy of cooperation, yes, and trust. Okay, there's trust in between you. Hay confianza entre los dos. Why? Because you didn't try to defeat the ego. You brought the ego along. You recognize its value. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué hay confianza ahí? Porque en vez de tratar de destruir el ego, estás amando el ego, realizando que siempre estaba también a tu lado. Yes, you're realizing that the ego was always on your side as well. Yes, but it was showing you different things. And now that you understand how to read the ego, ahora que entiendas cómo leer el ego, puedes aprovechar de otra energía más cooperativa entre ustedes, tu espiritualidad, también el ego. Yes, you can work with the energy that's more cooperative between you, between your spirituality and your ego. So let me see what else do we have for you with guidance from the Namaste cards. A ver qué más tenemos por ti como consejos desde las cartas de Namaste. What do we have? ¿Qué tenemos? Examine your surroundings. Examinar tu ambiente. Come to look at things with fresh eyes. Llegar al punto de mirar todo con ojos frescos. A baby doesn't look at their surroundings as being good or bad. Un bebé no se mira al ambiente como siendo bueno o malo. She looks upon her world as being interesting. Se mira a su mundo como ser interesante. Renew your thoughts again. Renovar tus pensamientos otra vez. Don't label what you see. No pongas ni palabras a lo que miras. Just take interest and find amazement. Solamente toma interés y encontrar maravillas. When there is nothing to categorize or label, you feel free of prejudice and stress. Cuando ya no hay nada para poner palabra o en categoría, te sientes libre del prejuicio y el estrés. You will feel peace and wonder. Te vas a sentir paz y maravilla. This is where you're not labeling your ego as good or bad. You're more like, what are you trying to show me? Es donde no estás echando palabra como malo o bueno a tu ego cuando te habla, pero en vez de eso, ¿qué realmente me quieres enseñar? Otra cosa. That's another thing. Mm-hmm. Again, you've been looking around. You've been taking the action to look around and see how is this serving me. Otra vez, como empezamos diciendo, que estabas tomando una buena mirada a tu ambiente, mirando cómo me está sirviendo esto, cómo me sirve beneficiosamente esto. Yeah, how does this benefit me? Mm-hmm. Interesting. So this came out of the lyrical evolutions. Ese salió de las evoluciones de letra. It says it's in your blood. Dice que está entre tu sangre. Okay. Everybody want to know what my Achilles heel is. Love. I don't get enough of it. All I get is these vampires and bloodsuckers. Monster. La canción se llama Monster. Que todos quieren saber cuál es mi lugar de daño. Y dice el amor. Que no recibo suficiente de eso. Todo lo que agarro son vampiros y los que chupan mi sangre, monstruo. Okay, aquí dice, yeah, this is telling me, like, your ego was missing the love. El ego estaba faltando entre el amor. It wasn't receiving any from you. No estaba recibiendo el amor de ti. You kept looking at the ego like it's so bad. Seguiste mirando al ego como que estaba tan mal because it kept showing you all the things that you didn't want to see. Porque seguía enseñándote todas las cosas que no quisieras ver. It kept showing you ugly things. Seguía enseñándote cosas feas. But you were looking at it like it was your enemy. Pero tú tenías el punto de vista que era tu enemigo. Now that you're looking at it like, hold on, you're my partner. Ahora que lo estás mirando como que, espérame, tú eres mi pareja. like we can work together. Ahora podemos trabajar juntos. We can be in cooperation. Podemos estar entre cooperación. We don't have to fight. No tenemos que discutir. We can work together for our best interest. Podemos trabajar juntos por nuestros intereses mejores. This is what I have for you for the download today. This is great reading. I'm not going to do an extended today. So for my members, those who have your little membership badge there, go ahead and put your personal question in the comments. I'm going to get to you. But first, let me do your Alpha and Omega messages for today. And stick around because I'm going to do a yes or no for anybody who is watching, whether you're a member or not, if it's your first time here or not. I'm going to do you a yes or no. And it doesn't matter when you find this. Maybe you're not here during the live. That's okay. You're still going to get a yes or no. Okay, but I'm going to do the Alpha and Omegas. I'm going to do the member messages, and I'm going to do your yes or no. So let me see. What do we have? The messenger of emotion, el mensajero de sentimientos. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience that could grow into something deeper. Esa es la empieza de una experiencia nueva de sentimiento que puede crecer hasta algo más profundo. You may receive a message expressing feelings that you didn't even know were developing. Puedes recibir un mensaje expresando los sentimientos que tú ni sabías que estaba en crecimiento. A social invitation could soon be on its way to you. Una invitación social puede llegar últimamente. There's a person involved who's very gentle and loving with only the kindest of intentions. Hay una persona incluida entre esta situación que está muy gentil, amorosa y con las intenciones más bonitos. It could be you, especially if you're artistic, shy, and sensitive. Puede ser tú, especialmente si eres artística, tímida y sensitiva. Beautiful. Let me see what else. A ver, ¿qué más? Dear you, the simple yet powerful law of cause and effect means everything is in relationship. Querida, ley empoderada de causa y efecto está sencillo y quiere decir que todo está entre relación. Every action on earth has a consequence, and even in the spirit world, there's a consequence for every action taken on your behalf. Cada acción en la tierra tiene unas consecuencias, y también en el mundo espiritual hay consecuencias por cada acción que toman en su favor. Right now, you're facing conditions that were set in motion by past decision. Ahorita estás enfrentando condiciones que estaban hechos de decisiones del pasado. Consequences are coming into being in your favor. Llegará consecuencias por tu favor. They will remind you that making good choices and listening to your intuition pay off. Te van a acordar que haciendo decisiones buenas y escuchando a tu intuición siempre te paga. And if some things are a little off and uncertain, know that whatever you're facing, you can step beyond it just by using your imagination and acting on that instead of reacting to what is being presented. Si una situación se siente un poco mal o equivocados y desiertas, hay que saber que ni modo lo que estás enfrentando, puedes pasar eso solamente por usar su imaginación y actuando entre eso en vez de reaccionando en lo que te presentan. Everything you think and do has far-reaching reverberations in the web of life. Todo lo que piensas y haces tiene reverberaciones que llegan tan lejos entre la situación de la vida. Move to higher ground and have faith that what goes around comes around. Mover a tierra más alta y tener fe que lo que vuelva, revuelva. The universe is always self-correcting anyways. El universo siempre está autocorrecteando de todos modos. Isn't that amazing? ¿Que no es eso maravillosa? How we adore you. ¿Cómo te adoramos? Esta es la lectura que tenemos por ti en esta día. This is the tarot reading that we have for you today for the download. I'm going to pull out the Starman Tarot. Voy a usar este juego de cartas to do your yes or no question after I get to these personals for my tribe. Primero hacemos las preguntas por los que tienen su membresía. Luego hacemos la pregunta que sí o no por todo el mundo quien está mirando Acuérdense que el universo está trabajando contigo. Like, papi de cielo, remember that the universe is working with you. Sky Daddy is working with you to form your questions. Está trabajando contigo para formar tus preguntas. So that whatever answer comes out of here is exactly what you needed, yes or no. Para que la respuesta que sale de estas cartas es exactamente qué necesitas, que sí o no. So let's see what we have for our personal member questions. I have Janine. What exactly does Spirit want me to know today, please? And thank you. ¿Qué exactamente quiere el Espíritu que sabo, que yo sé ahora? Por favor y gracias. Let me see what's the answer for Janine. A ver, la respuesta para Janine. The Four of Cups. Cuatro de Copas. Where have you been feeling rejected? They want you to stop feeling so rejected. You're not as rejected as you think you are. ¿Dónde te sentiste rechazada? Porque no estás tan rechazada como sentiste. There's opportunity right here, but you yourself think that you're rejected. I heard nobody wants me. Oye, nadie me quiere. Okay, you feel like you're rejected, but that's not necessarily true. You are desired, okay? Tú te sientes rechazada, pero realmente eso no es. Sí te quieren, pero tú piensas que no te quieren. So as long as you think that you're not wanted, that you've been rejected, then you're going to sit in rejection. So stop sitting in rejection. Stop sitting in rejection. There's opportunity here for you. No te sientes entre la energía de rechazo porque hay más aquí por ti. Okay, let me see. With interstellar frequency, is one's self-ego scared of reality and or the truth? Please and thank you. ¿Quieres saber si el ego tiene miedo de la realidad y la verdad? Okay, so is one's self-ego scared of reality and or the truth? I heard, no, it's not that. It's just that the ego can only come off of what it already knows. It's the material, it's the mental, it's the computer brain. El ego es la mente de la computadora. Let's see what comes out in the cards. A ver qué sale en las cartas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, it is not scared of reality and or the truth. As a matter of fact, what it's doing, al facto, lo que está haciendo tu ego es acordándote de lo que pasó en tu realidad hasta este punto. Yeah, and what the ego is doing is showing you what happened up to this point. So it's like looking at, well, in the history, in this situation, this is what happened. Es como que mirando en la historia entre esta situación, eso es lo que sucedió. Once you get the ego to understand, like, I get you, I hear you, I know that you're giving me old information. Cuando agarras tu ego a entender que te entiendo, escucho que me estás acordando de lo que sucedió en el pasado. When you have this conversation with the ego, that helps it to understand. But what we're seeing from the spiritual mind is not anything that you've recorded. That's why that conversation about surrender had to happen. Okay. All right, let me see. Virginia, ¿quiere una lectura general para Virginia? A ver. Virginia. Jeannie? Let me see. Virginia. General message for Virginia. ¿Cuál es el mensaje para Virginia? Por favor. Virginia. General message for Virginia. Okay. Okay, it says, hold on, you got a few cards that came flipped over. What do we have? 10 of Pentacles. You've completed the old cycle. Con 10 de oro, ya cumpliste ciclos viejos. You're in the point where you don't know what's coming. Estás en el punto que no sabes qué llega. But life is going to present you more opportunity. La vida te va a presentar más oportunidad. With the Princess of Swords, just pay attention to what you're thinking about right now. And don't be afraid if you inject fear into the opportunities presenting themselves, you're going to find what you're afraid of. Si vas inyectando lo miedo a las oportunidades que van presentando para ti, vas a encontrar de qué tener miedo. And so don't be injecting fear into it. I hear, but I'm afraid to do it again. Oigo, pero tengo miedo de hacerlo otra vez. Watch out for that. Don't be injecting fears. Can you change the word of fear? It's like, ooh, I'm nervous because it's different, okay? En vez de inyectar miedos, puedes cambiar la palabra para decir, ay, que estoy nerviosa porque es diferente. Okay. Let me see. Andrea wants to know, should I buy my lottery tickets in the same place? Yes or no? Andrea quiere saber si debe de comprar sus boletas de lotería en el mismo lugar. A ver qué sale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They said no, not in the same place. Yes, you should get it in a different location. Okay. No lo compras de la mismo lugar, de otro lugar, por favor. Es lo que dicen las cartas. Okay. That's what I have. So thank you for showing up. Let's get a yes or no for everybody. Ahora vamos a jalar una carta de sí o no por todo el mundo. If you're getting to this point, you're a finisher. Put something that says, I'm a finisher. Thank you for watching the whole video. That lets YouTube know that there's great value here, and it makes them want to share this video even more. Thank you for giving this video a thumbs up. It does the same thing. I really appreciate you watching my readings from start to finish. All right, a ver, que sí o no. ¿Sí o no? ¿Sí o no? ¿Cuál es la respuesta para tu pregunta personal? ¿Sí o no? ¿Sí o no? ¿Cuál es la respuesta de hoy? 1, 2. Yes or no? Yes or no? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. La respuesta es que no. La respuesta es que no. The answer is no. Ooh, I heard the death of the old situation. Con la muerte abajo, oí la muerte de la situación viejo. You're gonna be happy. The 3 of Cups was your 13th card, and it says you're gonna be happy. Tu carta 13, el 3 de copas dicen que vas a estar contenta. With all that being said and done, thank you so much for your beautiful present. Con todo eso dicho, gracias por tu presencia tan preciosa. Por todo el amor que me manden. I absolutely love and adore the part of me that aligns with you. The golden thread that shines all the way through. Call love and peace and happiness. And in the meantime, in between time, you can treat yourself at LPHtarot.com. As in, love, peace, and happiness to you and yours. And of course, me and mine. Until next time, 감사합니다. Gracias. Little bit. That's all, folks. And I'm out.